Hey, what's up, light people? How you doing? Gershman here. Tricia Holiday's with me. I think I was talking earlier about what was it? It is what it is, right? Like, we're gonna dive into that shit because
it is what it is.
We got some thoughts on that shit right there.
It's been going around. There's a TikTok video where they talk about it is what it is, and people who say that are fucking dangerous. So I shared that with you, and like it sparked this whole conversation about it, which is kind of interesting because it's definitely a phrase that people use a lot.
Yeah, and I understand like where it can be reckless, but here's my thought. Is it straight up complacency? Like, are you just like fed up and don't want to fucking do anything else about like your life, just like not accepting it? You just like it's just there. It sucks. That's just how it is. Or have you actually taken like a moment to like think about your actual answer? Like, we all know a rock is a rock. Like, there's not any difference. It's gonna hurt. You drop it on your toe, you smash yourself in the face with it, it's gonna hurt. It's a rock. It's gonna go boom. However, there was this other thing we saw where the person thought that there was something wrong with the cardinal outside their window until they walked outside and it was a damn red ladle when they got up to it. So it's perception. You're gonna sit there and like just look at the same thing, hoping that like your result is right, or are you actually gonna go and study it, like find out what the hell it is, like?
And have you like exhausted all your options first? Like, is it if it's a situation where it's just like come down to the fact that like you can't change it or do anything about it, then yeah, it is what it is. But like when that's like a life motto and you don't really have concern for like how things play out, that's when I think it's dangerous.
Yeah, like if you don't have a drive for something, like if you're like trying to build something with somebody and bam, there it is.
Bam, there it is.
So you're at a connection issue. So, let's say you're trying to build something with somebody, right? And you're trying to figure out like a time period of like a project and like where something is gonna wind up. And there's two of you. One person's just like, well, it is what it is. It's just gonna be what it is. I mean, how do you think that's gonna make the other person feel? Like when you guys are trying to accomplish something together, but you have no idea of what the outcome is that you want. Like, you don't know what the end game is. You just hoping something happens. When the other person's like, "Oh, we want to do this thing right here."
It's like when you're using it as an excuse to not take accountability for like how things play out and your part in that. That's when it's a problem. Like just like, oh, it is what it is. Like, whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen. I can't control it. It's like, well, no, you do control. And like, we manifest things in our life all the time.
Yeah.
And we know that's possible. Everybody on this page knows that's possible. So
yeah.
So like, using it as a cop out is the problem.
Yeah, I feel that phrase is such a loaded phrase that like it's all about your intention. Like, be careful with your intention, because some people just like, they just give up. They're just like fuck it. Like,
yeah.
They say it is what it is as a fuck it. And it's not really like the best thing, because if you're leading with that energy for a situation, you're gonna attract more of that shit yourself. And what good is that gonna do you? Like, if you actually like sit there and bother to like try things over and over and over and over again, and like you get the same result, they like to call that crazy, but then you absolutely know it is what it is. But then if you like try a thing over and over and over, and you start getting different results and the things change, well then, is it what it is? Is it what it's not?
It can't be what it's not.
That too.
Yeah, it's absolutely, I can't remember where I was about to go, but it'll come back in a second.
What was the other one? A reaction. Do we say?
Like we said, if it's a reaction to a situation, that's where I was going.
Oh, yeah.
If you've exhausted all your resources and you just like have, and you're to the point of like banging your head against the wall because you can't change a situation or person or something, like, it's like, okay, that's when it's healthy to step away and say, it is what it is. Like, let it go. It's in the universe's hands now. And that's okay from time to time.
Is that with that accountability?
Yeah, accountability. Like, is it something that you're causing for yourself? Like, are you, what, you know?
Oh, yeah, right, yeah. Is it something you, or, you know, and again, back to that educated thought, like, yeah, I don't know. I guess that's kind of the thing. Is it something you're causing for yourself? But, like, if you thought about it, like, if you know, like you said, manifestation. If you know you want a thing, but you keep saying, I want this, I'm going to have this, but I got all these problems. Do you really want that shit? Like, think about it. Like,
and it's like, manifesting something is, like I said, we all know it's possible. And it's like, you have to put effort into that, and your thoughts become things, and we all know that. We've all, like, you know, had a moment where we think we know what we wanted, we put that shit out there, and then turns out, like, ooh, we should have been more specific. Oh. Like, you know?
Yeah. As a matter of fact, speaking of which, I posted one of those sad guru things the other day, and he was talking about this man, and I remember this because I love what he called this thing. It's called the Kopo Ruksha. The man found paradise. All right, you're gonna like this one because you know me on words. So the man found a place that was like paradise. You know, he got there. He went to go sit under this tree called the Kopo Ruksha tree. Mm-hmm. Right. I'm so happy that I remember this. So he sits under the Kopo Ruksha tree, and he's sitting there. He's looking around. He's like, "Oh man, this is such a beautiful place. You know, I like this." He's like, "Yeah, man, I'm kind of hungry." He thought about all these wonderful things he likes to eat. Right. He eats all these. You know, like, he wants all these things. All of a sudden, this food shows up that, you know, the service was impeccable there. So he gets all these things that he wants, right? And then so he eats, you know, he's all stuffed. He's like, oh, man, now I'm kind of thirsty, you know? Like, I need a drink now. And he thought of all these great things that he likes to drink. So all of these things are there. And he, like, gets a little tipsy, whatever he drinks. Well hydrated, also tipsy, like, whatever. Like, he drinks all these great things, smoothies galore, whatever. He's like, oh, man, you know. So now, you know, you take this food, this tipsiness, you have a moment to think and contemplate. So now the guy's like, oh, man, I said I was hungry, I said I was thirsty, and food showed up. And then all of a sudden, drinks showed up. There must be ghosts here. So all of a sudden, ghosts show up. He's like, oh, no, there's ghosts here. The ghosts are going to torture me and kill me. Well, what happens in the next few minutes? The guy winds up tortured and dead. The Kopo Ruksha tree is the wishing tree in India. I think it's Veda, if I'm not mistaken. Well, listen, I'm going by what I learned from Sadhguru. So the man found paradise, and he sat under the wishing tree, and he started speaking about the things that he liked and wanted, and they came to him. So ultimately, you have to be responsible. Your accountability there, you got to be responsible. If you want these things, you can have all the good things you want, and you're focused on them. You could have all the bad things you want too, because you want to put yourself there. If you're afraid that this is going to happen, it's going to happen.
And if you're focused and always putting attention on, like, the things that you don't want, or, like, the, you know, like, your focus is, you know, like, not taking charge of things and just letting things happen, and, like, you have, like, negative shit going on, it's like, you gotta stop and take control and accountability. Like, that's when it's like, is it healthy or not to say it is what it is? Like, there's...
Yeah, I mean, there's sometimes you can go with, like, it is what it is, because that's basically like letting the current take you down the river so that you can get to a better place when you need to let go of control. That's a good thing. But for most of it, like, we can choose, hey, what's up, baby boy? We can choose to create what we want, ultimately. I don't know if any of you guys follow, like, what do they call, like, Esther, the lady that channels Abraham. Yep, some of y'all know who that is. But anyways, to sit in the seat of abundance, you can't be, like, shitting in your seat, basically. Like, oh, you know, like, I want a glass of water. Oh, it's impossible to get a glass of water around here. But you're sitting there in the restaurant and everybody's got water except for you.
Yeah.
You made that happen.
It's like when I say this all the time, like when you constantly expect the worst of something or someone, chances are that's what you're gonna fucking get. Like that's just what it.
Yep. And I'm sorry for those of you who think like expect the worst, hope for the best. Well, you're gonna get the worst every
Why do you
freaking
think you keep
time.
getting the worst?
Every time. Like I'm not
Every
I'm not
time.
down with that. I'm a pretty happy dude. Yeah, I got my shit. We all do. Like, but I like laughing. I like being happy, and like I want to do that. You know, like I'm not gonna think about, well, this is probably gonna happen. No, I'm gonna think. You know what I like doing. I like saying, I'm gonna get $100 within the next 2 days, and I wind up with like 3 or 4.
Happen. I just watched my friend manifest a truck like within like 2 weeks
Yep.
or not even like
Yep.
has a truck like. Because they put their mind to it and they focused on that shit. And when you do it, like, it's awesome when you see that pay off for yourself or other people. That's so rewarding. So it is what it is, but what are you going to make it? Like,
or is it what it is? Because it's definitely not what it's not. All right, Chelsea, how you doing? Oh, yeah. So, you have a definite delicate situation because I know a little bit about your work situation there. So you do kind of have an it is what it is situation that is one of those rough ones. You can't change it, but the people that help you out above you should be the ones that should be helping you change it. And if they're kind of dropping the ball and or the people under you aren't showing up, you have like kind of 2 points with that, because I think some of it has to do with the pandemic and people not wanting to work, and then I hear about some of your people are lazy. So
sometimes it truly just is what it is. Like I said, like when you've, some things are out of your control. So then you have to do your best to just work on how you respond to them, because that's when it's like, when you've done your all, that's the next best thing you can do.
Yeah. And I love, like, when it comes to your situation, at the moment, you kind of are doing everything that you can do until, like, some other things come into play. But, like, you can definitely lead a horse to water, but they're not always going to fucking drink. They might want to frolic on the sand. And if it's not the place for them to frolic on the sand, they shouldn't be there at the water in the first place. There's someone in particular that I know about there. I probably shouldn't be at the water anymore. But
hey, we all have that person that we know.
Hey, what's up, Rach? What? I'm not with you. Oh, yeah. There you go, Chelsea. There you go.
See?
Oh, I love this. This is cool.
Community,
I kind of like doing this live together. This is cool. I want to do more of these.
That's definitely fun.
But yeah, I mean,
when somebody uses it, my problem with it began when somebody uses it as an excuse for complete disregard to your feelings. That's when it's like the biggest problem. Like when it's, when you go to somebody and you open up and like, this thing is like, this really affected me, or I need to talk, like, and it is what it is. Like, I can't control that. It's like,
yeah.
get over it. I did. It's like, and that's when it's shitty to use that. Like,
feeling.
yeah.
I hate that.
Yeah.
I mean,
it's all about being accountable for yourself and your actions and behavior. Like,
well, I guess some people just need some spectral deodorant. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Y'all should hook up too, like chat. And, all y'all get to know. Anybody who freaking comes on here, guys should just link up with each other. Like, just chat. Like,
I should be better at that. Great.
I want to do this some more.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I think we kind of covered what we needed to, yeah?
We killed it, yeah.
For our first one, fist pump.
Mic drop.
Go check out Too Self-Centered here. Tricia and Melanie are the two that run that. They're here on the Light page. They're on the Rogue page. They got blogs and
And thank you to everybody that has checked us out already. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, definitely. And go check out my YouTube page, Gershon Moore. It's a good time to heal. I'm going to throw this guy up there, and I'm glad that we got comments and yeah, all that good stuff. Peace and love.
Good things.
Namaste.
Blessings.
Love y'all. Love you. Oh yeah, and I want to see some of y'all do some of that tone deaf Jesus out there, because I did a killer one today.
Loving you.
It's easy cause you're beautiful. Do 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 do. Alright, peace, y'all.
Jesus just wept. With pride.
Love you guys.